Yes, you are welcome again for this question and answer interaction. You are welcome to my live, that's GAF Medical Videos. And we know that this is our first live, and I'm very excited to see some of our people, our subscribers who are really watching out from there. And I salute you all. We are super excited to have you in such a live for today. And in our life today, we are going to just share certain things to do with eye care. Many times people are not really looking at eye care as something very important, yet each of us, we have a role to play in eye care services. So I really want to share that, and probably it is going to be an interactive session to all our friends. But don't forget to subscribe if you've never watched our videos. If you're seeing us on live for the first time, please consider to subscribe on our YouTube channel. And in this YouTube channel, we are just very interested in providing information about eye care and also extending eye care to our remote services to our areas where they need it most. Please don't hesitate to type in where you're watching from, and probably if you are also a YouTuber, you can drop in visit, then we can be able to visit your YouTube channel for the great work that you might be doing. Yes, we know that eye care is a mandate, and all people are expected of playing their specific roles in attaining or in fighting preventable blindness in our community. Yes, everyone has a role, and you can do it, and I can do it, and any other person can do it. Eye care is something that has been left behind for kind of long period of time. Many times you find very many drug shops in areas attending to people with common communicable diseases, but many times people who are being attended to in terms of eye care services, really there are very many few units that are really supporting people to see that they can be able to have eye care services. So that's why I'm having this live today, to see that I can air out the different roles that one can play in seeing that eye care can be able to reach out to all the people. And yes, I can see Mr. Bassi Love Kit. You're there watching. Yes, we are super excited. And if you're also watching from another country, please type in where you're watching from, and we shall welcome you warmly to this live. So I was trying to brainstorm on the different lives, different roles that each of us can play in fighting the avoidable blindness. Yes, we have that type of blindness whereby you cannot really be able to avoid. Yes, you cannot be able to treat it, something to do with something that we can't do something against. But I'm very interested in this type of blindness whereby a person could have seen, if at all, was sensitized earlier and was given information earlier, if someone was able to lobby their services to earlier to such a person. So general community, all the people around us, all the people in our communities have a role. And this role in the general community is to advocate for eye care services. For example, for us, we are very, very available to give a service. If you can invite us, if you're running a church, you're running a community-led, maybe a school, you can play a role in mobilizing young people that believe in you so that we can be able to reach out. Probably you can organize a camp, and as a community personnel, you can contact us on the technical know-how so that we can be able to extend services very close to people in our communities. So general public has a very big role in advocating for these services in such a way. You can mobilize the people. If you're in a church, you can tell the church leaders, you know what, there is such and such an entity that could be able to come to our place and be able to give a service to the people in our community. So once you mobilize your community, you can contact us. Even in the mobilization, you can contact us so that we can organize together. And when we organize such an activity, if at all it is in our radius, then we can be able to come and offer a service. Or if you are in a place where you are near to another eye health facility, please let us not fear medical workers. We can come out and we visit any health facility that has eye care services. You reach out to them and said, you know what, I have a mobilized community and they would love to benefit from a free community screening. I am very sure if you get a very passionate person who is very passionate about saving sight, what I know is that you will be able to come out and help that community that you have mobilized. So all of us, we have that role, and probably if we are able to come out and organize some of these activities and we contact the responsible people who are offering eye care services, we can really give people the service that they really need, and we can be able to fight the avoidable blindness together. Yes, also the leaders are finished on the local community, the local people, the public, the general public. You don't hold any office. Yes, that's how you can advocate for services in your community. You're a church member, you're a teacher in a certain school. Please, you can reach out to any health facility that has eye care services, and you reach out to them so that they can be able to respond and be able to give out a service to the intended community that you're lobbying it for. If it's a church, they can come and hold a church-based eye screening. If you're in a school, they can come and do a school-based screening. In all ways, there are different ways that you can really serve your community. Then this comes to leaders. If you're a leader in any capacity, maybe an organization, you were a headmaster in a school, you were a teacher in that particular school, you're a church leader, you are the senior pastor, you are whatsoever, you are the imam. So you can be able to extend that service. If you are the imam, you are the leader in that particular area. Yes, we can be able to give out the service in that particular way. Wanji. Uh, it is all express. Express. Asi mukono mongo no yuho koboleko okola muna mu garage. Kare angu no yingira kukulokota. Esi basi. Esi na antimoto. Esi moto katsemi hasaka. Esi wai. Yeni hasaka mukono mukono mugweni no lole kuna boa road. ngohwama kwe mana fo bakotoro tawe anyuma eh, ngo lukudo lono ngwaharise nwatsa khubama baroni kimisiko nenyola singo binana barabula express ili khu receipt khubwene batakhe khuwe namba iyo mubwene ngetakhe khuwe namba iyo mubwene So that's what we are discussing about, and we can really do a lot as far as eye care is concerned in expanding eye care to the community outreaches. So please, you can let me know by putting your profession in our comment section. If probably you are interested in knowing what exactly you can do as far as avoidable blindness is concerned. Yes, but what I was talking about is that I'd finished as a community personnel. I was coming to a leader. If you're a community leader, you can do something. Community leaders have different forums, have different groups of people that who look unto them, who listen unto them. So if you are a leader, maybe let me say in a church, maybe say let me say in school, please, you can really mobilize your church members and contact. If you're in our capacity, we are located within Greater Mbale region, that's in Namisinda district particularly. If you're within this region, yes, you can reach out to us and we can extend an eye care service to you from wherever you are. Yes, in the comment section, I welcome. Is it Raiko? You're most welcome. Yeah. So as a church leader, you can do something. You mobilize your people in church. And when you mobilize people in church, you can contact to us and we can come out and we give a service. If you're outside Mbale, you're outside Eastern region, please, you can reach out to any health facility in your region. Yes, when you reach out to those health facilities, I know they are also passionate like me about eye care. So when you reach out to them, they will be able to come and offer the service to you wherever you are seated. That is to leaders. If you are an MP, you are a sub-county, LOC3 chairperson, LOC5 chairpersons of the district, you're the mayor, please, you can talk to your people who vote you or the people in your community. You can mobilize. And particularly to our side, to us who are offering, many times if you have a mobilized community, yes, we can easily come out and really offer a service freely to the people depending on the scope of the service. And if you wish to offer or you do want to donate something to your community as far as eye care is concerned, we can guide. Yes, we can guide on the way or on what you want to give back to your community. And so that we can be able to guide you. Probably if you want to give them spectacles, you want to give them glasses. If you can't afford any of the above, please, you can still afford to contact us and mobilize your community, and we come and offer service, maybe free screening. If our budget allows, then we can give a free glass or a glasses that are cost friendly to the community so that we can extend eye care service. So ideally, each person has a role in doing or in extending eye care services to them. Someone is saying that is trying to ask about how to reach out to us. Please, in our comment section, in our description, there are very many contacts of ours. You can find us on our website, that is i.ug. You can get us there. But everywhere in our social media handles, really you can find our contacts, and really you can reach out to us so that we can be able to extend services to people. Now this, I've moved out from community leaders or the political wing. You can lobby and you can reach out to us always so that we can be able to offer the service to your voters, to your people in your community, so that they can get the service. Now, when I come to medical workers, yes, we have medical workers in different capacities. We have people who are doing pharmacy, there are those who are doing nursing, there are those who are clinical officers, there are those who are medical officers, and any other level in medical field. Yes, there is a role that you can do in extending eye care service to people. If you have met out a patient and you really know that he has an eye problem, please don't take anything for granted. Please reach out to any eye health worker and they can be able to do something beyond what you have done. It is very bad to recommend a medicine when you don't know the repercussion. Because many times we have seen our fellow medical workers recommending some medicines when other measurements or other examination criteria have not been met in terms of eye care. For example, many times we prefer, before giving some of the steroid eye drops, we prefer to measure the intraocular pressure or the pressure of the eye of a patient. When we measure the pressure of the eye of a patient, then it gives us it gives us a safe point to prescribe some of the medications. But if we give out steroids without knowing the pressure of the eye of a patient, you realize that at the end of the tunnel, you are going to get the patient develop glaucoma. And when a person gets blind with glaucoma, he will not be able to see again. However much they can meet us at a certain stage, we cannot be able to recover the sight. So, fellow medical workers, it is very, very good, yes, for you to see what you're managing according to your capacity, and also you recommend your patient to see an eye health worker. We have seen patients delay in the hands of our fellow medical workers, delay to reach out to eye health workers. For example, patients like those who have diabetes. Yes, diabetic patients, they are really delaying to meet an eye health worker. So as a medical worker, in whatever capacity, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a laboratory personnel, whether you're a clinical officer, you're a medical officer, please, when you meet a patient who has diabetes, who has hypertension, who has developed stroke, and any other systemic diseases, please let us be able to form a link, a communication between general medical workers and also eye health workers. When we form that link, it really helps us on early management of our patients. If we have delays of patients who have diabetes in the hands of general clinical officers, by the time they reach out to us, you may find out that the retina might have been affected, and probably we might have a patient developing blindness because of diabetic retinopathy. And yet, a matter of fact is that if this patient was found earlier, once it's been diagnosed with diabetes, to have also regular checkups with the eye clinic in your region, maybe in whatever country you're in, whatever region that you're in, there should be an established link between general medical workers and also medical workers that are specifying in eye care, so that we can be able to fight the avoidable blindness adequately. But otherwise, if we don't have that comprehensive way of management of our patients. A patient will come with diabetic retinopathy, and in my explanation, I will explain to the patient that, you know what, it is good that you've come, but you've come late. And when I say you've come late, then it is going to affect the integrity of the health system. The patients will start blaming the first medical workers that who attended on them. So probably us establishing a link between general medical workers and medical workers that are specifying in eye care, it really helps us in the fight against the preventable blindness. Yes, we do welcome Mr. Richard. You welcome to this live. And in this live, we are really brainstorming on probably how can we best fight the avoidable blindness in our communities. And ideally, everyone has a role. And currently, I'm talking about a role of any medical worker. Either you're a nurse, you're a clinical officer, you're a medical officer. Please let us establish a link we need to establish a link between general medical workers and the medical workers that are really looking into eye. And in that way, we are going to address these problems as early as possible. Because if I receive a patient who has developed hypertensive retinopathy, the retina has got challenges because of high blood pressure. If he comes and I say, you are in a late stage, you'd late to come, or probably, I may not say that you'd late to come, but when I say that the level that it is on, it is beyond, if you would come a bit earlier, probably it would be much better. That statement only will give a patient doubts on the first system where they attended the care from. But if we can have that link work systematically between us who are dealing in eye care and those that are dealing in general medical service, it is going to help us fight all the preventable blindness. Yes, Mr. Richard is watching from Jamaica. You are most welcome to this live. I'm broadcasting from Uganda and particularly here in Namisindwa district. You are most welcome. And anyone that is watching us and has not yet hit a subscription button, please subscribe so that you can always get updates on our videos, on our work that we are doing in our community. Yes, we are providing awareness on our media platforms, and also we are providing awareness into our community and other stakeholders to see that we can be able to fight all the kinds of the avoidable blindness. So please, you have a role, I have a role. So I was on medical workers and I had finished already the community people, but you can come up and group up yourselves and you said, you know what, we want eye care service. You contact any eye care facility that is near you and really we can reach out to you if you're in our region. And if you're in another country, I know Mr. Richard, in Jamaica, there are some other health facilities that are already operating there. So if you can contact and within a community, you group yourself and you contact such a unit that is very passionate, because sometimes some units are profit focused, but there are other units that are very passionate in giving out the care. And I'm very sure they can be able to give. I talked about leaders. You can mobilize your community. You can come out with your budget to donate back to your voters, to people in your community, to people in your church, to your school. Yes, and you can be able to reach out to that unit and they can reach out to you. If you're in our region, you can reach out to us. If you're not in our region, reach out to any unit with health workers. Medical units, let us not work independent. Yes, a health facility. Actually, I'm getting into, after medical workers, I'm talking about different health facilities. I might be on this live and probably I might talk to some of the proprietors who are running drug shops, who are running probably health centers, who are running probably medical centers. Please reach out to other sister facilities that are also specifying in eye care. And those that are very passionate, they can easily come out and they can really give you a service in your facility. As long as we follow the right protocols, even a camp can be held at a drug shop. And in that way, you are one, marketing your facility, two, you are also giving a service back to the community that that you are really serving. So yes, you and me, we can end all the avoidable or treatable type of blindness. Yes, you can still tap in our chat room and you tell us where you're watching from. And probably I can also hint on how you can approach. If I told you in Uganda, then I can be able to guide because I Ugandan system, I'm a bit able to familiarize with it. I can know how you can do it in Uganda here. If you are in another country, yes, it is still fine. You can study the protocols there, what it takes to have a camp, what it takes to have eye care services back into the community or to the people that you are leading in whatever capacity that you are in. Yes, we are concentrating in what are the roles, which role do you play? And still don't fear to share your capacity in my comment section. You can share your profession and I can be able to narrate how your profession can be able to impact, yes, how your profession can be able to impact eye care services in your region or in your facility, in your area of work. If you're working in a bank, please, we have very many work-related challenges that have gone ahead to affect the eyes. So if you are in any of the facilities, you can still go ahead and share in the chat room, and I can be able to throw more light on how you can do it and on how you can extend the service to your people. Then now I'm going to another category of the groups of people, another category of people who have also a critical role. There are other people whom God has blessed in terms of resources. I can say a word, a donor, or you're in a capacity of a donor. Yes, I know, I understand all of us, we are donors. You can be a donor to your own health. You can be a donor to your relative. You can be a donor to anyone that you have come across. But ideally, we can, all of us, channel our resources in fighting the avoidable blindness. I understand we are always in an economically strained environment, but according to Lions Club, they always say, yes, all of us, we are bad off, but there are those who are more bad off than others. So if you can sit in a capacity of a donor, if you've met a person and just needs maybe probably an eye drop of 5,000, that is Ugandan shillings, maybe an eye drop of $1, and you are able to have more than that, please, you can reach out. And even us on our channels, we have put platforms whereby different people, and depending on the available resources, you can be able to donate towards our cause in our particular region. But still, if you have any other organization that you are attached to, please, you can be able also to donate to that organization, and the people in that particular region, they can also be able to get the service. So all of us, we are donors in whatever capacity, but we can do what we can. Before we got into this, some of our projects, for those of us who have been watching us for a long time, yes, we said we don't have resources, but can't we move in villages so that we can be able to give, even if a free screening, and the person can be able to buy their own medication. That is how we began. We didn't have resources, and we decided to come out and say, I have equipment, I can move from one village to another, and I can be able to screen people. I tell them their problems, And probably if they have resources, they can be able to move to another step. But screening is very, very important. And you supporting a screening of yourself or for your neighbor or for your relative, for your people, it is very, very, very important. So don't always hesitate to support a person in getting eye care. Yes, we understand that in an eye care system, in the eye care system, we understand that some services are very expensive, but you look at your capacity and do what you are able to do. And in whatever you are able to do, I know you'll be able to fight blindness at a certain percentage. So together we can do it. So let us join hands and we fight this avoidable blindness. In whatever country you're in, if you are in another country and you'd love to support a screening activity in our particular region, yes, you can reach out to us and we can make particularly that camp specifically in recognition of your support. So we can do it and you can do it. If you're a medical worker, if you are an eye health worker, please, you can have a role to educate the people. We have eye problems that are varying. It's unfortunate that in eye care, most of the eye problems that we deal with, they are always painless. Yes. So sometimes here, more so here in Africa, we do respond to pain and cessation of seeing. But ideally, we have very many conditions that do really affect the eye and they do not pay. So I really encourage us that we can do it best if we can put our efforts together so that we can extend the eye care services to our community in all our capacities. If you are an eye health worker, please let us educate the public about the eye problems, what causes them, and what they need to do so that we can be able to fight all the avoidable blindness. We are already moving to a period where we have an awareness of eye pressure awareness or glaucoma awareness in our public. Yes, we need to come out and we send out messages to people in different localities so that they can be able to come out and really be able to fight the avoidable blindness in whatever capacity that they are in. So you can do it and I can do it. So let us join our efforts. If you are an eye health worker, please do sensitize your people in your capacity. We can't do everything. I can't sensitize the entire world, but at least we can do whatever in our capacity. You can hold some sessions in your facility and invite the community. Yes, we in the medical services we have CMEs, that's continuous medical education, but that benefit mostly our people who are in the health unit to remind them what they started about in schools. So we need really to do most of this so that we can be able to extend the services to people. Our training should also involve the community people so that we can be able to fight adequately every kind of avoidable blindness. You can do it and we can really do it together so that we can do the best in our community in fighting every kind of avoidable blindness in our particular community. Like I said, don't hesitate to share in where you're watching from, your profession, and so that we can be able to guide ourselves best in fighting the avoidable blindness. So, as we said, um, like I've said, there is a role for each of us. Like I've said, the different categories that we deal with, the different stakeholders. I've talked about the donors. Please be one of the donors to yourself and to your community, to your family. If you have a family, you have children, please take them for an eye checkup. When we have people who have developed glaucoma or what we call eye pressure, if we get or we identify them very early, then we are going to really fight every kind of blindness in such a person, particularly for because of that. So there is always a very, very good thing for us to do as far as eye care is concerned and the fight of blindness is concerned. We can do it best, and don't fear to, don't hesitate to share in your details. If you are watching and you're a representative to a particular organization, please, you can seek partnerships with different local organizations so that when you seek such collaborations in such communities, it really helps us see that we get the best financing for some of these activities. So you have a role, I have a role. If you are a leader, you may not be having an organization, but you might be a leader in one of the organizations or in some of the facilities that you are dealing in with, you're working with. Please, you can still lobby the services to go out to the people that you are staying in, you are living in with, so that they can get the service. Like I said, please share in your profession and I will be able to tell you how you can fight avoidable blindness using your qualification. I know we have only 20 minutes to stop the live, but it has been a great day because I've seen a very good average of people who are attending, and my comment section is also not doing bad. I really want to appreciate all of you who have made a stopover to really see that you listen to us and you listen to some of the roles that we can do, or what of the things that we can do so that we can prevent the avoidable blindness. Many times when we tell people that you check your eyes, they really see us that maybe probably we are not very serious, we are not the person is seeing, and you really want them to check their eyes. There are very many conditions that does not, but when they cause blindness, you can't recover. And many times people will always say, let me maybe look for a particular amount of resources before I go to the hospital. Please, the first thing to do is to always look for maybe a cost. Yes, we have a cost for examination. People vary, facilities vary, different facilities have different cost of eye examination. Please, the first important thing to do is to check your eyes. Then probably you can look for resources and you manage the problem, particularly maybe that they are found in your eye, and so that you can manage it adequately. So the very, very first thing is for you to check your eyes. Sometimes people will ask you, I check my eyes, what is wrong with it? I'm seeing very well, I can read very well. Very many times we have seen most of the patients don't want to check the eyes, but many times when we check them, sometimes people, they have escorted their relative to come in the hospital for an eye checkup, but when they get to meet some of us and other medical workers who are very passionate about fighting avoidable blindness, they check the eye of the patient who has come to the facility, and they also go ahead to offer a service to the caretakers who have brought the patient. Many times we have found out that sometimes the patients who come, or the caretakers who bring patients in the hospital, sometimes we find them when they are more sick than the patients that they have brought. So I think it is very, very important to check your eyes and that's a very big role that you can do and save you on sight. It's very beautiful to see. You know what to do. I'm even on the live because I'm able to see. I can see the comment section. I can see messages flowing in. Yes, because of the sight. So we need to guard our eyes very, very securely. We need to guard them very well to see that we don't fall victims of losing sight. Because once you lose sight, it becomes very, very challenging. I can't imagine there is no work that you can do. Most of the work will always need sight. And even when you get other skills, work that is related in terms of skills, you don't do up to your full potential. So please, I do encourage us, you and me, to take this very serious in whatever capacity that you're in. Maybe you're a leader, you're in whatever capacity that you're in. Please let us make it a point to check our eyes. We tell our relatives to check their eyes. Many times, sometimes we get some patients starting complaining that this person is blind because of age. Yes, it is an eye health worker who will confirm to you that the problem that this patient has is because of age. But when you decide it in your community and say, yes, it's because of age, and maybe a person has a cataract, and you block them from coming to the facility, that because of age, and the person will remain in blindness, and it is you particularly who will struggle to care for that person because you will not be able to move, will not be able to do anything. And yet, if it is particularly a cataract, yes, they can come and we do an eye checkup. Probably if it is a cataract that can be operated, we can operate and someone recovers sight and he goes back to do their own work independently, and you will also be very free. But if we block people in our communities and say that, it is so and so, it's because of age, it's not it's not something that can be treated, please let us be able to know. Bring them to an eye health worker. If you're in our region, please reach out to us, and you are able to get the treatment. So that is what ideally that we are looking onto, to see that we can give out the services to our people, and we can be able to avoid or fight the blindness adequately and in the right time. Yes, it is very bad. I always feel bad when I meet people and they explain to me that, do you know what, I've been blind for 5 years. I feel very bad, but only that I may not express it, but I feel very bad if a home that has relatives, they have children, they have grandchildren, and someone is blind for 5 years, yet you have never seen an eye health worker. That is very, very bad. I do encourage those that are watching us on live that please don't take this for granted. Come up, wake up, take your people, take your relatives, take your children, take yourself for an eye checkup. Don't wait for things when they are worse. I've always had this statement from patients. Someone tells you, you know what, when it started, I said, probably when I feel too bad, then I will be able to go to the facility. Something like that. I've been hearing some of those statements from the patients. But it has always pained me a lot when I hear such statements. When someone is saying that if something persists, I will go to the hospital. Please let us not always to wait for things to persist before we come to the hospital. Please, once something is not doing well, you're not able to read, you're not able to see something far, you're not able to describe your spouse, you're not able to describe your food, you're not able to see clearly your house, you're sometimes some of the signs and symptoms of eye problems, they are very minor. They look like sometimes someone seeing blurry vision, sometimes someone says I'm seeing something to do with the rainbow around the lights. So sometimes we take those symptoms for granted, yet they are carrying or they are showing you something very, very, very big behind there. Please don't hesitate to go to an eye checkup. and also tell your siblings, your guardians, your people, yes, from the family. So thank you everyone that was on our live, and it has been very, very good. And we are looking forward to having more live videos together, because we are hoping to have we are arranging to have very many lives, because currently we are moving towards World Glaucoma Awareness Month, and we are going to be sharing a lot of information about eye pressure. So please don't hesitate to join and really learn about eye pressure. And we are going to come out with the dates, so that next week we can be able to have glaucoma awareness weeks. And I'm really super excited to see that you've been part of this live, and hopefully we are going to be in touch for another life that is coming. Thank you.